We have been living in a world of lies for 63 births, and Baba is called the truth. People say God is truth, and Baba says, when I come to you, I tell you the truth. And what is the truth? The truth is that I am a soul, and I have a father, and I have all relationships with the Supreme Soul Shiv Baba. And the truth is that we all belong to that soul world. Baba and all the souls, we belong to the soul world. That is our home, and Baba is the one who we belong to, who we have all relationships with. But then when the play starts here, so we start coming down to play our part. And every soul, the law that governs the coming of every soul is that whenever a soul comes down onto the stage, then they have to pass through the Sato Rajo Tamo state. So any soul who comes on the stage, they cannot just come and go. Once they come, when I, the soul, come onto this stage, I am in my Sato state, I am in my elevated state. And then the law is for every soul that every soul has to pass through the Sato, Rajo and Tamo state, which means we keep taking births and rebirths, and we keep taking bodies, and then we keep losing our qualities. And that is the law. And you see that it is very important to understand that knowledge makes us understand what is what and who is who. Just like, in the world, when we study chemistry or we study physics, what do we study? We study that this is the property of this chemical and that is the property of that chemical. You don't ask why is that so. Yes, there is no question of why. So knowledge is always about understanding what is what. There are some questions which don't have a why, and Baba says that similarly, I give you the knowledge of what is what when it comes to spiritual matters. And I tell you that the law governing the part played by every soul is that every soul has to play a part. So there is no option for moksha or eternal liberation. It is moksha is translated as eternal liberation in English. And Baba says that there is no option of moksha, that a soul just goes to the soul world and never comes back to play the part. That doesn't happen. Baba says that every soul is an actor, and every soul, because you are an actor and you have a part pre-recorded in you. So I am a soul, I have a part which is pre-recorded in me. And every time it is my time to come and play the part, I have to come and play it every cycle. It's not that I would say that, okay, for this cycle, let me take a break, let me just stay there and not play my part. It doesn't work like that. So Baba says the law is that every soul has a predestined part, it has a prefixed part in itself, and the drama is also eternally predestined and ever repeating. And every soul has to come and play its part every cycle. And then Baba says that when the soul comes, then the law is that every soul means there are 5 types of souls. So there are Devatmas, there are Dharmatmas, there are Mahatmas, and there are ordinary souls. So whether one is a deity soul, whether one is a prophet soul, whether one is a great soul, or whether one is an ordinary soul, every soul has to come, and after coming onto the stage, we take birth after birth and we deplete ourselves. We go into from Sato to Rajo to Tamo Pradhan. Every soul has to have this journey. And Baba says only Paramatma, only one soul out of all the souls, that is Shiv Baba Paramatma, he doesn't have, he's out of the law. So this law that, once you come, you have to take rebirth and you have to deplete yourself, this doesn't apply to Baba. And Baba says that when all souls, whether they come in Satyug or Treta Yuga or Dwapar Yuga or Kali Yuga, you may come at different times, but we keep taking birth after birth and we deplete ourselves. When we do that and we reach the end of the cycle, at that time when everyone is impure, then somebody has to come and purify and take them to happiness, because when all souls become impure, then there is sorrow in the world. And then there is the role of Paramatma, Shiv Baba, who comes and purifies us through knowledge and yoga. And Baba says, I give you the power of truth and the power of yoga. And when you take this from me, then you are again restored to your original state, which is your Sato stage. And every soul's Sato stage is again different. So, every soul's Sato stage is different. And we all go back to our own Sato stage. And this is something that Baba tells us, and Baba says that even the Dharm Pitas, whether it is Christ or Buddha or Abraham, they also, after they come, the souls of their religion, which are waiting in the soul world. So do you understand that in Satyug and Treta Yuga, the deity souls come down, and all the souls of other religions, souls that have to come down in Christianity or in Islam or in Buddhism, they are still there, up there. And then when the Dharampita, when the founder of that religion comes down, after that the gates for those souls open and they also start coming down to play their part here. And Baba says, when the Dharampita comes, he opens the gates for those souls to come down, but he doesn't purify anyone and take back. That is not the role of the Dharampita. And after the Dharampita and his followers, they come down, both of them again enter the cycle of birth and rebirth, and they also deplete themselves. And Baba says, when I come in the end, I purify everyone. I purify the deity souls, I purify the souls of every religion, I purify the souls of the prophet souls also. It's not just the souls of all religions, but even the prophet souls or the soul of the founder of the religion needs purification, because they also take birth and rebirth and deplete themselves. And Baba says that, you see that Baba says, I am the father of all souls, and every soul has to take the inheritance of Mukti, Jivan Mukti from me. Every soul has to be taken back home and restored to their original quality by me. But just think about it, that the Buddhi Yoga of everyone in this world is with deity souls, or it is with the founder of their religions, and that is why they don't remember Baba, recognize Baba. Yes, and Baba says, I am the one who comes at the end of every cycle. I am the one who teaches you knowledge and yoga. I am the one who removes sorrow and takes you to happiness. But you don't recognize me because some are waiting for Krishna, some are waiting for Christ, some are waiting for Buddha. And they don't recognize that Shiv Baba is the one who they should be waiting for, and he is the one who has descended into Brahma Baba's body and is teaching us knowledge and yoga. So Baba says this recognition is not there, because although in the Gita it is written that I come every time there is dharam glani and I restore, Bharat to its glory. Although these words are written, still the face of and the name of Sri Krishna is put. So that is why people don't recognize that it is Shiv Baba who has come. And Baba says, because we say that it is Sri Krishna who said this, so only one section of the world, those who believe in Sri Krishna, they think that, Gita is for us and the bestower of Gita or the sermonizer of Gita will come for us. Others who do not believe in Krishna, they don't even think about, this episode of God coming and speaking the Gita. At least, those who believe in Gita, even if they say that, okay, Sri Krishna came and spoke it, those who believe in Sri Krishna, they at least believe that, yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. So whenever Bharat goes through an episode where there is total chaos and there is total irreligiousness, then God will come and restore it to its glory. At least those who believe in Sri Krishna are waiting for Sri Krishna. But others, those who don't believe in Sri Krishna, they don't even think that there is an episode where God comes and speaks the Gita and restores Bharat to its glory. So this is something that is totally missing from their buddhi. And Baba says that had it been so that it was written that incorporeal God comes for every soul, yes, and had it been written accurately that incorporeal God is the one who comes and it is God Shiva, and you see it is only Shiv Baba who is depicted as incorporeal in bhakti. And Baba says, had it been written very clearly that it is incorporeal God who comes and sermonizes the Gita for every soul, then at least every soul would have in their buddhi that, God would come and speak the Gita for us and restore us, right? So Baba says these are the mistakes that have been made. And I'll tell you one incident. There was this one Kanya. She was, I think when I met her, she was 20 years of age. And when I asked her, how long have you been in Gyan? She said, for the last 12 years. So I said, 12 years, that means you came into Gyan at the age of 8. So she said, yes. And I asked her, do you have absolute faith that Baba has come and he is taking us to heaven, teaching us? So she said, yes. So I said, how did you as an 8-year-old have faith in this? I just want to know. So then she said, when we were very little, we were 3 years old or something, or I can remember from the age of 3 years old, my dadi, my grandmother, she used to always tell us that God will come, and now it is Kalyug and God is coming. And when God will come, He will come in the form of an old man, and He will teach us and He will make us capable of going across. So she said, my dadi was not in Gyan, but I don't know, from some scripture she must have picked this up, and she used to always tell me this. And then we were passing by one day after school, we were just going to some place, just returning home, and we took a different route. And on that route, there was the center. And we were we were very pulled by the center, because there were very colorful pictures and lights and everything. So we entered, the whole group, we were some 4 to 5 school girls, and we entered the center, and there we asked what is going on. So then that Didi told us that in this old man's body, God has come and he is teaching, and you have to learn. And so she said, I was so thrilled, and my dadi had died by then. So I went to my parents and I told them that, you see, dadi used to always tell me that God will come and in an old man's body, and now he has come and I have figured that out. So you both come with me. And then I took my parents to the center, and from there we started understanding Gyan and practicing Gyan. And she is a Samarpit sister now. And you see, why I'm sharing this story with you is because, you see, the information that we already have plays a very big role in recognizing Baba. So, at least in Bharat, we have this information that although it's not yuge yuge, Baba says it is written yuge yuge Bhagwan aate hain, and yuge yuge God comes and then he again establishes heaven from hell. But Baba says that it's not yuge yuge, but at the end of every cycle I come, I speak knowledge, and which is also written in the Gita, that Bhagvanu Vach, which means God comes and speaks, although it is not to one Arjun, it is to every soul. But Baba says, if this knowledge also went to everyone, so if everyone in the world, every soul, whether it is in any religion, they at least knew that God comes and speaks and teaches. At least if this information was there, then they would recognize Baba. And then Baba says that a big roadblock in this capacity to recognize happens because you think that God is a corporeal being and you keep waiting for somebody corporeal, but Baba is Nirakar and he descends in the body of Brahma Baba and comes. And Baba says it's very important for every person to realize that this is the truth, that every soul we come down, and whether it is the Dharmatma, the Devatma, the Mahatma, every soul has to take birth after birth, deplete themselves, and only Baba comes and teaches us true knowledge and teaches us easy Raj Yoga, and through that we rejuvenate or reinstate ourselves. So this is something. And Baba says that the whole world says that God is the greatest, or God is the most, God is the almighty, or God is the most powerful. But if you ask anybody, what does God actually do? They don't know why he is called the greatest or why people praise God so much. And when I used to take the course in the earlier days, these days I don't think I've asked this question a lot, but in the earlier days, every person who came, I used to ask this question. I used to ask them, what does God do? Then they would say that, God gives us everything that we have. And then the next question I would ask is, what happens through karma? So then they would say, through karma we get what we have. So then I would tell them, if whatever you get is through karma, then what does God do in it? So then they would be confused. And then I would tell them, so God does nothing. He's just taking praises for free, is it? So then they would say, we don't want to believe this because, it looks like we are saying something wrong when we say it. But yes, technically God does nothing. We do everything, but we always keep praising God that God did this, God did that. So the thing is that we know that we intuitively know that God is great and there is something that God does which is very praiseworthy, but we really don't know what is that. And Baba says that I am the one who comes at the end of the cycle, and for every soul, for every soul, I play this part of sharing the truth and teaching the method of Raj Yoga. And I do this for every soul, and it is this power of truth and power of yoga which helps you get back to yourself, purify yourself. And this is why there is great importance of what I do at the end of the cycle for every soul. And this is why every soul in the world keeps praising me for half the cycle, but they don't know what I had done. And Baba says that now you children actually know that, you see, just think about it. We are the fortunate children who are practically taking the benefit of, realizing how much God is doing for us. So every day learning from Him, every moment being guided by Him, taking power from Him for doing everything, for creating our fortune. So we are the ones who experience the power of truth and power of knowledge, and the biggest gifts which help you purify yourself. So Baba says that this is why everybody sings praises, but they don't actually know what is my praise. And then today Baba says that, in bhakti there is a lot of paraphernalia. So, in bhakti, Baba says there are so many scriptures and so many deities and so many festivals, and it is bhakti is very engaging because there is so much variety in bhakti. Yes, you finish one shastra, you take another, and there is one brother, he's old, he's like 80 plus, and I told him, you come and take the course. He said, no, we have been taking several courses for the last 30 years. So I said, what kind of courses? So he said, first we went to a Gita class, then we went to a Ramayana class, then we went to a Veda class, and then Upanishad class. So we are doing that for the last 30 years. So I said, okay, you are listening to so many classes for 30 years, but what are you doing about it? So he said, what is there to do about it? It's just a way of life. You keep listening to some class or the other, and these things keep you just recharged and motivated. So you think about it that, bhakti is very entertaining and engaging. You listen to stuff and you just celebrate festivals, and even if you just keep celebrating festivals, the whole year is gone. And one day you are celebrating Dashera, another day Deepavali, another day, Navratri, another day Holi, Shiv Jayanti. So the whole year is gone in festivals. But Baba says, here it is not like that. Here it is not about, visiting temples. And these days, people, they plan their whole year. One day they have to go to Somnath, another time, another holiday they'll plan to Badrinath, and they have their whole travel plan also like that. So Baba says, here it is not like that. Here it's not about variety and engagement and entertainment. Here it is just about remembering one Baba and listening to the Murli every day. So, Baba says that here it's not about reading many things or celebrating many festivals. It's just about every day, every second remembering that one Baba. And this is why, most people don't understand this, and they think that, so after some time they find, because that sanskar of bhakti is there, so they don't want to read the Murli every day. They would look for books and scriptures and, that sanskar of bhatakna, that sanskar which makes you just, wonder, that sanskar is there. But Baba says, here it's not about wandering. Here it's just about remembering one Baba. And Baba says, in that one Baba who is not even, a big Baba, just a point of light. And just remember that one Baba who is a tiny point of light. And in that one Baba's remembrance, you have to keep filling yourself, because that one tiny point of light Baba is the ocean of everything. So, just through that one Baba, you have to fill yourself with every virtue, every power, every experience, the experience of all relationships. You have to purify yourself, empower yourself, everything you do through that one remembrance. And Baba says that here it is just about that. And then through one Murli every day. So, just reading the Murli, you keep understanding points deeper and deeper, and going deeper and deeper, you become knowledgeful. So, Baba says here there is one study and one remembrance. And Baba says, you have to do this so well, and you have to remember Baba so much to the exclusion of all remembrance. So Baba says you have to remember Baba so much that you don't remember anyone and anything. And only then you will be able to have Antmate Sogati, which means when we leave the body, we will go to our final destination, which is, marrying Sri Lakshmi or Sri Narayan. So Baba says we will go to be the spouse of either Sri Lakshmi or Sri Narayan if we do this one thing very well, which is we remember Baba so much that we don't remember anything else, and in the final moments we go to Baba with Baba, not after Baba, not behind Baba, and we come to that new world to rule. And today Baba says that Baba tells us the whole truth. Baba tells us the most powerful methods. But Baba says that there is a difference between knowing the truth and imbibing the truth. And you see that when you imbibe a piece of knowledge, it changes your attitude and your action. Yes, so let's say, you read something in the newspaper. Let's say you read that there is a new virus which affects the skin, right? But you wouldn't start covering your skin from the first day. But there is a time when that truth hits you on the inside, and then you start covering your skin, because you at that time you imbibe that information, and then it starts changing the way you think, the way you see, the way you respond, the way you behave. So that is what Baba means by there is a difference between knowing and imbibing. And Baba says, I tell you the truth that you souls have been on this stage for very long, and now we are depleted, and now the purifier has come, and this is the only way to purify, through remembrance, and we have to prepare ourselves for Antmate Sogati. But Baba says, this truth will only sit in the buddhi of those who practice purity. If you don't practice purity, then although you would listen to it, it would not change your attitude and your action. It would not reflect in the choices you make with regard to your body, mind and wealth, or your time and energy. So this is why Baba says it is very important to practice purity. And of course, celibacy is the foundation of purity. And then there is purity of food. But these days, I think that purity of the mind is also very important. Because these days, Maya is very profound in the form of phone and internet. And if your eyes and your mind and your buddhi are always absorbed in the phone or in listening and in seeing stuff of the world, then what happens is, although you know the knowledge, you are not able to act knowledgefully. Yes, and that is the gap that most Brahmins are feeling these days. Because many Baba's children, when they talk, when they call to the center or they talk to me, what I've heard is they say, we know everything, but we are not able to do it. And one thing is lack of power, but another thing is also that you know things, but it doesn't sit in your buddhi that this is the truth. And that is because there is no purity. So we need purity of body, mind and wealth. And it is purity of every organ of the body and purity of mind. And also, if our wealth is being used for vicious purposes, then that also becomes a hindrance in our imbibing jnana. So Baba says it's very important that we pay attention to purity if we want to imbibe jnana. And when jnana gets imbibed, it changes your attitude, it changes your choices. You automatically start getting up in the morning, you automatically start paying attention to accumulating yoga power, because your buddhi has understood that this is something that I need to do for myself. So this is something that Baba is teaching us. And then Baba today says that the power of truthfulness and the power of fearlessness. If we have these two powers, then nothing will be able to shake us. And so you see, Baba tells us the truth about I am a soul, the truth that Baba belongs to me, the truth that the drama is predestined in my favor. But if you imbibe the truth, you will realize the power hidden in that truth. And just think about, this one point of truth, that the soul never dies. And if you imbibe that, how fearless you would be. And even death can't shake you. Death can release you from the body, but it can't shake you, because you have the power of truth in you. And Baba says, the power of truth makes you very fearless. So, the power of truth, when that's there in the soul, so imbibing knowledge is equal to accumulating the power of truth, and the more and more we churn on knowledge, the more it sits in our buddhi. That's the power of truth. And when we have the power of truth, there is the power of purity also, because when you know you are a soul, you also realize the power of your purity. So Baba says, the more this sits in your buddhi, then nothing in the world, no event, no situation is able to shake you, because you know that the truth is you are eternal. Baba is always there with you, and whatever is happening is for your good. So these things keep you so grounded that you are able to cross every storm without being shaken up. Okay, Om Shanti.